Well, you're not going to believe it, but the Pimax Crystal Super has actually turned up. But here's the kicker. This is not my headset. I know, right? How have I got a Pimax Crystal Super? Well, here's what happened. So I've been communicating with Pimax and they are desperately trying to get my headset out to me as quick as they can. But China has been pretty much in shutdown because of their holiday period. So none of the factories have been producing anything. And there's been a real shortage of supply of the Pimax Crystal Super. So do you know what? My hat's off to them in making sure that they're getting the headsets out to those that have pre-ordered them first or as much as possible. I've seen other YouTubers are getting their headsets as well. So, you know what? I've got to be patient and I've just got to wait. And that's cool. I've got tons of other stuff to be reviewing and doing, so I'm more than happy to wait. They've assured me that I do have a test headset that's going to be allocated to me. So as soon as I can, I will get my full review headset. However, my good friend Andrew, the Air Force pilot, I'll put a link to that video up here if you haven't seen it. He was nice enough to lend me his headset unopened so that I can actually do an unboxing with this. But I tell you what's even cooler. We're actually going to get the true, genuine experience of what the consumer gets, so that this is not a hand-picked, tested and checked headset from Pimax. Not that there's anything wrong with them doing that. Gosh, if I was a headset company and I was sending a headset to a YouTuber, I'd probably do the same thing. But this is a headset that the average Joe is going to get. They did not know that I was going to get my hands on this headset first and be able to open it. So this is going to be a genuine unboxing, first impressions of a headset that a normal customer like you out there is going to get your hands on. So thank you, Andrew. You're an absolute superstar. Plus, we're actually going to road test this in Microsoft Flight Simulator in a minute once I get it all working. Now, you might ask, why is Andrew not unboxing this himself? Can't go into too much detail. He's on a top secret mission at the moment, and he's actually in another part of the world. So it was easier for him to get his headset delivered here for me to hang on to until he's back in Perth. So he's back soon and he's going to grab it. But he was nice enough to let me open it and test it out and tell him how terrible it is. No, I'm joking. So I cannot wait to get into this. We've seen all the other YouTube videos out there, how epic this headset looks. So, oh my goodness. Today is D-Day. We are testing out the Pimax Crystal Super with a 5090. This is going to be a good one. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness, here it is. It's on the bench. We are going to crack into this, so let's not muck around. Andrew, you're an absolute superstar, brother. Thank you. I really appreciate it. What a champion. My goodness. Oh man, new headset time. It's out of the packing box and I like their new packaging. Oh man, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so we got controllers with it. Okay, what do we got in here? Oh yeah, that's the, okay, that looks like the top strap. So I'll open this up. Oh, cool. So that's the top adjustable head strap. So we can obviously fit that to the HMD. So nice. We'll just put that to the side. All right, we'll get the controllers out of here. Man, I absolutely love the smell of new hardware. Man, this smells so good. Why is that stuck in there? What's happening? Oh, here we go. So we've actually got the other face foam. It's just tucked down in there nicely. Okay, cool. So standard stuff there for Pimax. We've got obviously a thinner face gasket on the headset already and a thicker one in the box. So I like that they include that for the different face shapes. Be interesting to see how much modding is needed to be done. I always find that the Pimax headsets need a fair bit of modding to get them comfortable. I'm not opposed to that, but it's something to be aware of. So these, oh, there we are. They've come apart. Look, this is another thing that I noticed, the fluff. I think something that would be good is if they could package the face foam in plastic, although we just don't want more plastic everywhere in the world, but there are the little fibrous bits and pieces that come out of that, so that's something to note. And we'll get into the controllers in a little bit. Wow, here she is, man, the form factor, that is way, way, way smaller. Way smaller. Whew, that's significant. That is significantly smaller. Okay, so that's tucked down into there. So what we might do, actually, let's kind of do it this way instead. We'll pull the foam out, leave the headset there, and we'll compare this against the Pimax Crystal and have a look and see what kind of a difference we're dealing with. But it's all boxed very nicely. No issues or complaints there. So we've obviously got the booklet. Got a little Pimax card down in there. Okay, just some information on the Discord and that other stuff. And if you're not on the Pimax Discord, well worth jumping on there. Wealth of knowledge and plenty of information on that. Here she is. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's really small. That is super, super compact. Wow, I'm really liking where that's going. You can see just the fluff that's left behind. It's not a big deal, right? But, you know, it's just something. I think if they put that in something protective, it would stop the fluff going everywhere. Wow, wow, wow. This is super compact. My gosh. Yeah, weight. Yeah, it feels light. I mean, it really does feel light. So let's have a look inside the headset and have a look at these lenses. Oh man, there she is. They don't look significantly larger, but they actually don't need to be. The ability to have a wider FOV is not necessarily correlating to how big the lens is. It's got to do more with the panels inside and the distortions and all that stuff. So interesting. Okay, so further into the cable box here, we'll have a quick look. We've got, they look like the USB-C charge cables. I won't open that. I'll leave that for Andrew. I've got plenty of USB-C cables floating around. So we'll just park that to the side. They feel like the different power packs. Yeah, I think they are. So again, I won't open that. I've got the Pimax Crystal Light, so I'm going to check voltages and make sure everything's equal. And then I dare say we'll just power the headset with the cable management that I've already got. But they are your different power plug types for the different country regions. I'll leave all that for Andrew. And yeah, that's the power brick itself. So again, I won't open that. I'll leave that for Andrew. At least he'll feel like he's got something nice and new to open. And yeah, that's going to power the cable and the headset. So there's the cable, standard stuff. Actually, what is this? Oh, a little screwdriver. Again, I won't open that. I've got one of these Pimax Crystal Light, so I actually don't need to open that. But in there are the little screws for the DMAS. Now, Andrew's headset got shipped and they sent him a notice saying that the DMAS speakers are going to come in time. I think they just wanted to get the headset out as quick as they could, and the DMAS speakers weren't ready in time. So they are going to be sending those to Andrew. And there's the little screws in there. I can feel them, and the little screwdriver. So we'll just put that to the side for Andrew when that arrives. Now, let's switch back to another camera angle, and we'll compare the two headsets, and then it's time to actually plug it in, get the PiPlay software updated, and get into a game. Right, there we go. Nice quick unboxing. No mucking around, straight into it. Packaged well. Everything was in its place. I guess my only critique really is the fluff. And my recommendation is when you first get it, pull the face gasket out. I actually do like the removal of the face gasket for the Super. It's much easier. I find the Pimax Crystal Light a bit more convoluted, and I'm worried I'm going to break things. They've gone with the magnetic clip-in design. Now, what's handy is get yourself a microfiber cloth, because there's going to be fluff everywhere in there. It's not going to scratch the lenses or anything. It's fluff from the face gasket, and just give it a nice little wipe out, a bit of a clean out, and do the same to the face gasket itself, and then you should be good to go. Otherwise, there's fluff everywhere. So that's probably my only critique with the way it was packaged. This goes in really nice, which is good, as mentioned. Really simple just to plop that in, and how simple was that? Let's have a look at the difference here, and I think it's pretty clear. Gosh, look at that size difference. It's pretty significant, and it's just smaller in many different ways. Just the whole form factor is just so much smaller, so I'm really liking where that's going. However, straight out of the gate, just trying that on, it's going to need modding. My face is obviously very narrow, and even with the thicker face foam, I'm still getting massive light bleeds. So I definitely think you're going to want the Studio Form kit. I do like the overhead restraint that they've got. For some people, that'll be all they need, but I really like the comfort of the Studio Form. And I've modded my headset with some 3D printed spacers, but Studio Form also do the spacers for this as well. So I'm going to give Andrew a present because I've actually got these 3D printed ones and I've got the Studio Forms wedges. So Andrew, when you watch this video, I'm going to give you the Studio Form wedges so that it'll fit your face nicely as well, mate. And I'm okay with modding. I don't have a problem with getting a brand new headset and customizing it straight out of the box so that it fits and plays perfectly. Your mileage may vary, so take that as you will. I'm going to go through all the jank now and getting it set up. Maybe there'll be none, and then you're going to see me and Andrew in Microsoft Flight Simulator in a minute. If he can get it working, he's just downloaded it again. And yeah, we're going to put it through its paces, and oh my gosh, we're going to test out the Pimax Crystal Super. Let's go.
Right, my nav lights, strobe lights are all on.
Copy that. Yep, strobes are on. Just trying to... Oh, I've got the old rudder jank going on. Okay, rudder is sorted.
Head to head.
Holy snap and duck shit.
Here comes the fly.
Oh, look out!
Hello, mate.
Nice. Are you doubling back or am I?
Both of us. Let's have another go.
Okay.
We'll call it the wheel.
All right. I'm going
We'll see if the roulettes want to steal it.
Got a visual. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Got a visual. Switching to main cannons.
Which... Have you got a nav log? Should we...
Look, I don't.
Should we go in some direction or just...
Yeah, I think so.
Hello, mate.
Why don't we fly? Let me get up a little map here. Got a rough idea where we're going.
Because Idaho City is 15 k's away. That might be worth.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, are you any good at navigating, or do you need a hand? Do you need me to teach you some stuff?
Oh, I know a thing or two, but
yeah, okay.
Flight Sim just says like overlays Idaho City 14.76 kilometers to my right.
Yeah, but hang on,
if only the real world could. If the real world could do that, it'd be spectacular.
But isn't that what actually happens? I thought that's how you knew what you were doing out there.
It's overlaid into your HUD and your helmet now. That's how it works.
Yeah, it probably is. So you mean I could probably get a job at the Air Force and I'd be all right because it'll be overlaid in my helmet as long as that doesn't stop
straight
working.
Away. I think so long as you don't have to have a conversation with someone on the way, yeah, you'll be fine.
Mate, I am very good on the radio, I'll have you know.
I've been hearing your action.
Oh, mate, I
bite my tongue, Pete. I bite my tongue, but you're doing really well though. It's fun to watch you learn. It is excellent.
Well, let's talk Pimax Crystal Super.
All right, I'll just keep cruising. I assume you're following me somewhere back there.
Yeah, mate, I am. What am I behind you? I don't know what distance I am. Is that? I think I'm 3 nautical miles from you. Yeah. I've got your strobes.
Like Idaho City. Good.
Copy. Got your strobes visual.
Nice.
So I've had to step it down. I need to spend some time tweaking the settings. But in Flight Sim 2020, we're running DLSS quality. I'm running the latest transformer model through the NVIDIA app, and had to step it back a bit because it was pretty intense. But this is playing really smooth on
Did you
settings.
check the default resolution it was running at though? I'm assuming it was somewhere around the 5,000 or 6,000 by 5,000 or 6,000. Is that right?
Yeah, it would have been. I haven't checked it. Just seat of the pants. How jittery it was. I reckon I was probably getting maybe 40 frames, 30, 40 frames.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I feel now, seat of the pants, like I'm getting... I feel like I might even be at locked at 72. So, yeah. Or at least 60 plus. So, in...
I'm not surprised it started that bad. I remember when I first plugged in the Crystal original and it just defaulted to its native resolution and it just absolutely tanked my computer out immediately. Like, oh god, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But we got through it.
Well, I need to do some setting tweaks because I've got everything crank
Mhm.
hard since I was doing all the benchmarking. So, but it'll be interesting to get into Flight Sim 2024. And for everyone watching this video, if you got this far, we are not flying 2024 because Andrew doesn't own it yet.
Oh, I don't own flights in 2024, but
No.
now I own an OG Crystal and a Crystal Super, so I think I'm doing all right.
Well, technically, I own a Crystal Super, at least for
The old possession of the 9/10 of the law, is that what you're saying?
yeah, 9/10 of the law. But mate, big thanks to you for letting me open the Pimax. Well, gosh, you let me open the Pimax Crystal, and you've now let me open the Pimax Crystal
Yeah,
Super.
It's an interesting situation, isn't it, where you receive my mail and open it.
Well, yeah, and I sort of said in the intro video that you're on a special assignment, special op mission that we can't tell anyone about. So basically, yeah, I'm acting as your intermediary.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
So about that Maserati you're going to buy, when's that being delivered?
It's on order still. They're way behind in shipments. Right. You want a hot pink, didn't you? I got you a hot pink one.
Hot pink leather, yeah, that's me. But mate, visuals, even though I bumped it down, I reckon visuals right now are just stellar. I could play like this easily. So colours look beautiful. I couldn't find any local dimming slider though in the PyPlay software. So
I'm sure we'll find it. I'm sure we're going to find it, because they piped up about having the same with the OG Crystal. You can control with a lot of granularity how
Wow.
much dimming you wanted. I'm pretty sure about that. But,
okay,
maybe I'm going to be proven wrong.
okay.
This is quite a test for the local dimming, probably, because it's this sunrise time of day. Quite a lot of darks in the forest.
Well, I've got to
I don't know how your
confess,
colours look, but
the colours look.
there's not a lot of bright oranges in my headset or anything like that. But that's
Yeah.
not because the headset's not representing them. I just don't think it is that
Actually,
that colourful environment.
and yeah, I'll obviously need to check, and if I'm wrong, I'll put some stuff up on screen. But I thought, are these running the same panels as, or not same panels because it's a high resolution, but I thought this was this is OLED. So
No,
it's not, is it?
no, it's not OLED.
No.
No, it's LCD
It is LCD.
or QLED. They call it. They call it
QLED. That's right,
Yeah,
QLED.
LED. Yeah.
And so I thought QLED had the ability to, or does it still need local dimming? Does it still need that backlighting? Because I thought the QLED...
It still needs backlighting, but the dimming has zones where it just shuts off the
Yes.
backlighting to the lowest possible level across those zones as they're selected. So the Crystal Super has far more zones than the OG, so I think the quality of the dimming should be a lot better.
Well, I tell you what,
the areas of blooming and that you might get in the original.
Well, what I'm seeing is certainly stellar. The colours really pop. Contrasts are really good, and I'm seeing, I mean, the dash in the little slim here just looks really nice and black, but then the gauges with the white and the red and the my tacho, for instance, just colours really pop.
How's the clarity? Can you pick the clarity difference from your light to reading gauges and things like that?
Look, absolutely, but because I've stepped the res back at the moment, just so you and me could get in and have a play. I mean, this video is really more of a let's open the headset, let's have a first impressions and a bit of a cheeky look at it. But when I first jumped in and I had everything native, oh man, it was ridiculous. Like, noticeable visual increase. I would have to say, with what I've done to the settings to get it playable for us to have a fly, because we don't have much time, it's probably equal to the Pimax Crystal right now.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good thing. I think that's good because
that's fine. I remember putting the Crystal on for the first time with spectacular clarity. Actually being able to read instruments and screens, let alone just reading them in good detail from a distance and not even leaning in. That's awesome.
I think what's good with that, though, is that plenty of people in comments are really genuinely worried that well, our hardware's not going to be able to handle it. And they could very well be right. I think software plays a big part these days. But if you can get the Pimax Crystal Super, you can step it down a bit. If your computer is capable of playing with a Pimax Crystal Lite or the OG Crystal, then it's kind of a no-brainer, because the field of view straight out of the gate is bigger. It's noticeably wider. It's so nice.
That's exciting. That's super exciting for racing and flying.
And it's lighter. The headset is lighter. It's more compact. Even if the weight is very similar to the Pimax Crystal Lite, which I'm not sure, I need to weigh them, but and I'll actually put those weights up on the screen now. But it just is so much more compact. It really does feel like it feels like we're starting to push forward now in the tech.
Yeah, nice. And that it's a step back from your big screen beyond 2 and those sorts of things, but if it's comfortable, I'm totally fine with it. Absolutely, for the sim racing. Hey, I wanted you to try something. You should, if you can. Can you look up into the sky and see if there's any really obvious Mura?
Look, I'm not seeing any Mura there, but
we could probably change the time of day or get a brighter.
Actually, the sun. I might just climb to some altitude, because I've now got sun coming in. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any.
Oh, good. That's a relief.
But look, I'm just really not. And
that's the one thing that I thought could be the real clincher. That I'm gonna have to get this replaced if it's distinct. If it's a bad panels. But if you're saying it's not even anything noticeable, that is awesome.
No, I'm just not seeing any more at all.
Awesome.
I tell you what I can see, though, which is really concerning. I can see screen door. No, I'm only joking. I tell you what sucks, right?
Mate, your eyes are better than I thought.
I tell you what does suck is for the unboxing. I know you couldn't. I know your time was limited, but I'd actually got my Pimax Crystal ready to box it all back up. My Pimax Crystal Lite ready to box it all back up, and I was actually going to pretend that was it and start opening it, and have you be absolutely disheartened because I was going to pretend they've accidentally sent you the Pimax Crystal Lite instead.
That's a lot. Mate, that would have been heartbreaking. I've got time to wait though, but I still would have been heartbroken.
Yeah. I tell you what's awesome right now. We've got sun coming in over the airframe. The reflections. I'm really getting just an incredible sense of how sharp and just refined the visuals are. They're so clear.
Nice.
So clear. I'm even looking at my flight stick and the little button on top of it, my little radio button, and it's just rendered so well.
Alright, I can't wait to play 24 then. Flight Sim 24.
Oh, dude, 24 is going to blow your mind.
We'll meet next week, hey?
Yeah. Oh. And so you were asking me before about distortion. I'm not seeing. I'm just not seeing any distortion at all. I'm really not.
Brilliant.
The thing I want to say to anyone listening is, it's not that I'm easy pleased. It's just that it does take a lot to make me not be happy with a VR headset, but I have not been happy in the past with headsets like HP Reverb G2. Really, really sharp resolution, but look, it was like you were looking through toilet rolls, and that sweet spot was so minutely pinprick small that it used to really annoy me how easily you could come out of that sweet spot, and I found myself forever adjusting my headset to be in the sweet spot.
Yeah. We both had that headset.
We did.
Compared to Actually, that's a story for your crazy mates, so to speak, that are watching.
Yeah.
Do you remember how we met, Pete?
That was
I was coming
yeah.
around to buy your 5K plus, I think it was called 5K plus, and I had the G2,
Yeah.
and I was looking for more field of view.
You were
And
actually
I
buying
remember,
the 8K. I had the
was it the 8K?
the yeah, the 8K plus, or yeah, the 8K plus.
It was the 8K plus. Okay, because then
Yeah.
I subsequently bought an 8KX
Yes, you did.
directly new, but okay, 8KX. But what I remember was the distortions. So speaking of distortions,
Yeah.
it was it was so torn in the decision because I had the G2,
Mm.
which had no distortions obviously, but also had no field of view,
Yeah.
and then compared to the 8K, which had this awesome field of view, but Jesus, it messed with your head when you put it on for the first time, didn't it?
Man,
And you're
didn't
looking
it?
around.
And
Yeah.
that's what was so frustrating back in those days, is there was no perfect headset, because in order to have a wider field of view, you sacrificed um, with having bad distortions,
Yeah.
and once you got used to it, like the AKX, once you got used to that headset, or the AK, it was epic.
Yep.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't until you
I
took it
remember.
off and went, man, this is messing with my eyeballs. But man, this is looking crazy. If I look down there at the trees, I mean, I am
Yep.
seeing distance resolution that I've not seen before, and I am running at medium. I'm not running at high.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that for racing. The further I can see clearly down the track, the better. That's going to be awesome. I mean, it's not bad with Crystal, obviously, but
This just
looking
feels
forward to the
good.
Super.
This feels. I'm trying to look. So yeah, I really do have almost edge to edge clarity. So if I look straight ahead with the headset and then move my eyeballs to the right or left, to the very right or left of the screen, yes, I can see that it starts to distort, but it is right at the far edges, right at the far edges.
Awesome.
And there is certainly enough FOV and width in the lenses, where I'm actually quite comfortably looking around with my pupils. Good example. I'm looking forward flying. I can glance down at the gauges with my eyeballs, not move my head.
Yep. And what if you put your instruments or your Garmin, I guess you've got in front of you, something like that, to your periphery? Does it have much chromatic aberration or anything, like any distortions or color aberrations?
Good question. I actually don't have the Garmin in the Slim.
Oh, okay.
I'm all
Okay.
steam
What about
gauges.
just your other instruments or anything you can see? Can you pick any?
Yeah, look, I am certainly not seeing any aberrations, anything, although I'm running all steam gauges and then just a couple of LCD screens for my altimeter and radio. I'm just not seeing any distortions. I'm just not seeing any aberrations or any color fringing. It's just not there.
Brilliant, mate.
It's just not there. I've got to be honest, this is the most complete Pimax headset to date.
So that wasn't meant to be a full review. There's some good information throughout. This was really an opportune moment with Andrew letting me have the headset, do the unboxing, and actually road test it for the first time. The fly in FS 2020 was epic. The visuals are absolutely stunning, and the FOV is an improvement. It is significant. Going from the Crystal Light to the Crystal Super is night and day. It is just so good. You can look around in the cockpit with your eyeballs instead of actually having to move your head. It's amazing. So my full in-depth review will be coming soon once I receive my own headset. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.